Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host, Wally, and today we are in the Texas Hill Country at Inks Lake State Park. Inks Lake State Park is in the northern part of the Hill Country, just a couple of miles away from Burnet, Texas. It's a nice little lake for recreational purposes. You can go there for fishing, swimming, boating, that kind of stuff. I decided to go there for some hiking, and as you can see, there's some bluffs there that are going to make it a bit difficult for me in just a moment. But first, I was taking a good eye over some of the flowers that were there without realizing that they were cactus. And that's when it hit me, is that I am basically in a desert. It's like a weird desert environment where there's hard rock and the sun is beating down on you, and it's beating down on the rocks and it's reflecting back up onto your face, and it makes it extra hot. It makes it extra difficult, especially for a fat guy like me. But I still made it to the top of that little hill. I felt successful without knowing how miserable I was going to feel much later. But it is a nice little hike. It's pretty unshaded, so make sure to take sunscreen and shade. I forgot my hat, so I was sort of suffering in some moments there. But you can see some of the lake from the top. This part of the park is a bit more oriented towards the fishing and the hiking. You can see several inlets even there along the trail, and more rocky outcroppings to walk over, which I kind of like. I just wish it wasn't so hot. Eventually you do reach a part that's shaded, and once you finally reach it, it's like a godsend. You're like, yes, thank you, shade. Thank you for being my friend. And there's some more plants that remind you that it's kind of a desert. It's sort of weird. It's like part panhandle, part hill country, which is a good combination. After that, I took a cruise through the park so you could see some of the cabins that they have. They're right on the water, so if you ever want to rent a cabin and have oceanfront property or beachfront property or lakefront property, it's there. They're pretty popular. There's a lot of people there just having fun, enjoying life, enjoying their little cabins. The other side of the park is the more visited side, which is where most of the people go swimming. There's a place called Devil's Hole, which you can hike to. And once you're there, of course, there's more rocky outcroppings that call to you, and you end up hiking them and getting miserable after. But you know, you gotta push yourself sometimes. And I never regret it after. I may regret it like for a day or two, but afterwards when I come back and watch the video, I'm always like, you know what, I'm glad I went hiking. I'm glad I pushed myself. But this is at Devil's Hole. It's sort of hidden behind all those rocks. There's a neat little cave right there, but all these rocks block the view of this little inlet where the creek empties out into the lake. And people love to go swimming and diving and jumping and frolicking in the water and stuff. You can sort of see them there, hidden behind those branches. But the rocks kept calling to me, kept telling me, come over. So I did, and I ended up seeing the rest of the park, which is pretty nice. Like I said, it's a combination of hill country and desert, which is an interesting combination. Kind of difficult at times, but at the same time, enjoyable. I like seeing this kind of scenery and finding new little friends to try to talk to. And there's little pools of water that are essential to some of the animals that live there. And there's Devil's Hole. Like I said, it's a place where people go and swim and cliff dive and all that kind of stuff. There she goes splashing. I didn't swim this time because the water's too cold for me still. And there's a little, outside of the park, there's a little outlook, but as most outlooks go, they've been overgrown because they want to let nature take its course. It's still a nice little outpost though. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to go visit Inks Lake. It's definitely worth a stop. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.